Hello, this is Utopian Warrior, and I am going to show a little bit of how to use Wizard's Wardrobe, which is, in my opinion, the easiest way to improve your raid performance by allowing you to pick different setups. I am currently on the tank, but this works for any role in any trial, or even dungeons. The first thing that you will need is to make sure that you have Wizard's Wardrobes and its libraries installed. So I have bound this to a key to open up. You can see here that my wizard wardrobe is currently set up on the Sunspire page, but it can also be on the general page. You can see that there's all trials. You can make setups for arenas, for infinite archive, and you can also make it for other kind of general situations. There are also plugins that help you add dungeons, but as I don't use them, I would not know necessarily how useful those are currently. The main thing that you need to learn is how to prepare your setups, how to save your skills, and how to make sure that you can reload things. So the main thing is, I would say, making a new build. So if your builds are completely empty like this, you'll get the option to, for example, add a setup. Like always, you just make your setup and then you go into what you would like to wear. So imagine I would like a setup with pearlescent. I'm just going to equip all gear. And with that, I would like to use Saxlil. And I'm just going to pick use the setup. Click right here. Here. And nice stuff going. On my front bar, whatever, I have training here, and let's say a monster set that I wasn't wearing before, so let's say I am using Archdruid. So I have set up all my gear. I call up the add-on again. You see here with the shield button that there is no gear saved. I just shift click and all my gear is saved. So if I recall this setup, then I will put on this gear. So to show, I am gonna quickly pick something from Sunspire because I have all the gear on me. And say I'm going to be wearing this setup with Kratis, PA, Saxlil. I have now equipped that. And if I go back into my general setup, I load this setup, it automatically swaps everything. Same is true for food, so I can do this with my currently equipped food by shift clicking, but I can also choose to, for example, drag my food here. So if I wanted to wear or use Jewels of Mistral here, I'm just dragging that here and then it is saved here. When it comes to the skills, it is actually the same thing. I have already equipped all the skills that I would like to use and I just shift click. If I want to change something, I can either remake my bar setups or I can go to my skill and then I can just start dragging and changing things around. So if I would not like to use trample, but instead I would need to, for whatever reason, use frozen device or places, I can do this by this. And that's easy to do. I can also change the positions very easily. Mind that if you rescribe your skills, you may need to re-slot them onto your bars. So with scribing skills, you have to be a little bit careful. Very simple. We have our gear, we have our food, we have our selection of skills. The only thing that we don't have equipped currently is our champion points. Same is true here. We need to make sure that we actively select all of these points that we need. Imagine that I would like to make a setup with some slightly different green points, so I might, for example, not need extra evasion, but I would like to use something that increases my health. I add that. Save my changes. I go back into Wizard's Wardrobe. I shift click, and it's all there. And this way, it is now a saved setup. There are options to add some other things with this. First of all, if you want to preview your whole setup, you can see it here. See your gear, your skills, your setup. This is a very nice way to check with others. For example, your raid lead to see if it's correct what you're doing. There's also the modify option. You can change the name, you can add a boss to this, but as it's not linked to a trial, we cannot add this, but I will call this demo video. If I quit this, then also tell me here, we're on the general page, page 1, and the skill setup is called demo video. What other things can we do? We can, for example, also add some code here. So, for example, if I want to add a quick slot, you can already actually see a code here. It says set current quick slot 4. 4 is the top one, and it shows you also where it is here. It means that the top one would be this one, then it moves on all the way around here. So if we want to add that, you just have to click the arrow, get some Lua code, set current, I have forgotten, set current quick slot 4. That should work, but let's move away from this, let's pick something else. If I now this video, it has changed to this quick slot. I can still modify that, so if I want to change the Lua code and let's say 5, save it, and if I click this again, it selects my next potion, which is in this case then this one. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should be 3 if I want the essence of Magicka. Check if that works. And yeah, it's like, so it's a little strange to set it up, but that's just how it is. These are all the basics that you need. If you go into a trial, then it starts with trash, get the setup going. What I personally prefer is having auto equip on. It can work in many cases, but I like having manual control, and I have bound both moving forward and backwards to a key, and I've also made sure that I can just load setup 1, 2, 3, 4, both, for example, my numpad keys. That should be it, and I hope this was useful, and good luck setting up your wizard's wardrobe.